Internet, it's Jessica and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to be discussing how I got into witchcraft and what's to come for this channel in the future. So how I got into witchcraft, it was the fact that I was kind of doing it for a really long time. I grew up around an environment where I come from a multicultural family. So my dad's side of the family, they're from Sri Lanka. They practice Hinduism, and on my mom's side, they're Filipino and they're Catholics. So meshing these two together, I grew up with two religions and two cultural backgrounds, so it was just something that was just ingrained in my everyday life. So I want to say my practice is heavily influenced by Hinduism just because of my family's culture, and a little bit of my mom's side too, because even though they were Catholic, they still had this spirituality where it wasn't like the norm, where they believed in, like, you know, the things of nature and how things can heal you and stuff like that. And I feel like that's such a traditional thing where it was just ingrained in my family. Things like astrology, crystals, numerology, the way herbalism works in my family, all these things were ingrained in my life and I use them daily. I want to say you'd be very surprised how witchcraft is in pretty much a lot of cultures, a lot of religions, and it's this whole thing where people kind of misinterpreted what it is. When I really got into practicing was when I was an adult in my 20s, where I worked mainly with crystals, the energy of crystals, and then how they can benefit me in my life. I also work with the moon phases, which is kind of why I call myself a lunar witch, because I work with the moon, the phases of the moon, the times of the month, that kind of thing. That's just like what I work with. And it really speaks to me, because when I was little, I used to look out my window every night and kind of talk to the moon. I know that kind of makes no sense, but to me it was kind of like me praying, essentially, just like talking to the moon and like making manifestations pretty much into my life. And at the time I just didn't know. I just thought, I'm just talking to myself. But that's kind of how I got into it. And now that I'm older, it's just something that's part of my everyday life. And I'm happy to start sharing it publicly, because this has been something that I've always wanted to talk about but kind of scared to, because like I said earlier, there's a lot of misconception about what witchcraft is or spirituality is, and people have this notion where it's very evil or very taboo. So why witchcraft? I typically don't like calling myself a witch, but it's a title that I use because it's the only way I can describe myself. Because if I say I'm a spiritualist, I feel like that sounds kind of weird too. It doesn't like mesh well with me, but I just use it as a title when, like I said earlier, this has been in my family's culture, so I've been around these kinds of things my entire life, and it's just a part of me. But why I started taking this seriously was because I wanted control in my life. I wanted to improve myself and better myself, and a lot of people don't realize that what witchcraft is. It is part of a lot of different cultures all over the world. A lot of religions actually take a lot of elements, like we take a lot of elements from each other. I feel like people don't realize that a lot of different religions share similar things because we all take it from the same way. It's just like that's their own version of it, and the sooner people realize that, the better off would be. But why I wanted to do is because I wanted control over my life and kind of like make myself better. And witchcraft has helped me see that side of me where I'm willing to like look into myself and think of like, what's the thing I need to improve on? Do I need better communication? Do I need to take care of myself more often? Stuff like that. And I feel like people always think, witchcraft is like, oh, let me cast a spell. I'm going to curse a bitch or something. Or like, I'm going to summon a demon. To me, it's never been like that. It's always been self-care, taking care of myself. Making sure I'm a better person. And especially nowadays, I really want to make sure that I'm a better person, not only for myself, but for my family and my friends. And for a longest time, I was never taking care of myself. I've gone through a lot of stuff when I was younger, and I just felt like I always put myself last. And now that I'm older and I'm an adult in my 30s, this is the time where I want to put myself first. No. The short answer is no. I just feel like this is just about a lot of misinformation, which is why, there's things like people burning witches back in the day because they didn't understand them. They just thought they were evil. And it's a shame because a lot of the times it's not like that. They just want to get rid of people who had knowledge and power for themselves. And by power, what I mean is control of their life. That's the one thing I want to talk about in my videos, just kind of like gauge people to know that it's not bad. It can just be something simple as making your coffee can turn into witchcraft. Prayer can be considered manifestation. Like I said earlier, a lot of religions and cultures take things from one another and they kind of make it their own. So if people have like an open mind and realize that witchcraft is kind of similar to like maybe their beliefs or maybe their cultures, they could see it a lot clearer. So the thing I want to talk about also is what's going to be happening on this channel. So I'm revamping it clearly, and I want to switch into things that I enjoy, which is spell work. So me showing off how to do certain spells. I also want to talk about astrology and numerology because I really love that kind of stuff. I'm really into that. Also want to do kitchen witchery, which is just me making cooking videos. So if you're into cooking videos, that is something I want to share, and I'm going to explain how that kind of like plays into witchcraft and whatever. But I also want to do tarot reading because that's also something that I do on a daily basis. I love using tarot cards to interpret situations. They help me like gauge of like what to do next. By the way, I feel like there's a lot of misconception that tarot reading is like tells the future or something like that. It does not. It's just to help you, guide you on your way. It's kind of like when people say don't take the Bible literally. So I hope you guys enjoy this little intro video. I'm going to start explaining more things as we get onto certain topics, but if you guys have any questions for me, please leave them down below in the comments. I'll probably make a part 2 of this video because I kind of want to know what people want to know. These are just general questions that I had in my mind, but if anyone has any questions, you wondering about anything, maybe I'll talk about the superstition part, like why do people think witchcraft is bad. Like I would love to talk about this stuff because again, this is something that not only is a part of my life, it's always been interesting to me, like the occult and stuff like that. That's always been so interesting to me. So I would love to talk about this with you guys. If you guys are interested, just let me know. Be sure to subscribe, hit the bell button, leave a like on this video because it does help, and I hope you guys enjoy the future of this channel because I'm very, very excited to start new content. This is something I normally don't do. If you don't know, hi, I actually run a gaming channel and it's called A Girl and a Game. So if you don't know me from there, go check it out. I do that on the normal. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.